Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Introduce us here from group 4. Here we will explain about adverb clause. Previously, my name is Maratus Sholikah and my partner.
Hello friends, my name is Cikal Khairrun and you can call me Cikal.
Hello friend, my name is Syeh Rafif Fadhal Nugraha and you can call me Rafif.
Hello, my name is M.Adi Tri Husodo. You can call me Adi.
The material about adverb clause that we will present here is in the form of meaning, type, function, and here we will also provide example so that you can understand the material. Well, the first here I will explain the meaning of the adverb clause. What is an adverb clause? So, the adverb clause is a dependent clause that functions as an adverb and provide information about verb, adjective, and adverb that are in the independent clause with the capacity to answer questions such as how, where, when, and why. The adverb here may describe of time, place, cause, and effect, and so on. An adverb clause begins with a word called the subordinate conjunction, such as when, after, because, and so, which connect it with an independent clause. So, later there will be a combination of adverb clause and independent clause. The combination is called a complex sentence. We saw the adverb clause be connected to an independent clause because the adverb clause here is just an adverb, so it must be combined with an independent clause. Where the independent clause here is a sentence that cannot stand alone, so the reason they are combined is to make a perfect sentence to fit the function. Okay, the next material will be explained by my partner.
Hello, today we will learn about adverb clause. And first, we will study types of adverb clause. Types of adverb clause, there are 7. And number 1, adverbial clause of time. Number 2, adverbial clause of place. Number 3, adverbial clause of cause or reason or result. And number 4, adverbial clause purpose. Number 5, adverbial clause of condition. Number 6, adverbial clause of contrast or concession. And number 7, adverbial clause of manner. Okay, next, formula of adverb clause. Formula of adverb clause. In general, the formula for complex sentence and adverbial clause is as follows. Adverbial clause, the formula is subordinate conjunction plus subject plus verb. And complex sentence, the formula is independent clause or subject plus verb plus adverbial clause. Next, possession of adverbial clause. Possession of adverbial clause and adverbial clause can be at the beginning of a sentence, followed by an independent clause. In contrast, an independent clause can be at a beginning, can be at the beginning of a sentence, followed by an adverb clause. If it is at the beginning, in the end of this clause is marked with a comma. Okay, at the beginning, because I have nothing to say, comma, I can start a conversation. Next, at the end, I can start a conversation because I have nothing to say without a comma. At the beginning with a comma and at the end without a comma. Okay?
Well, I will continue the explanation. First, I will explain about the function and examples of adverb clause. Its first function is to provide information about verbs. Here I will give an example of an adverbial clause in the form of the sentence, "You were sleeping when she arrived." The verb statement in this sentence is in the were sleeping sentence, and the subordinate conjunction is in the when sentence. Next, the second function of the adverb clause is to give an information about adjective. The following is an example of the sentence, "Her face looks fresh because she always eats well, sleeps enough, and exercises." The adjective description of the sentence is fresh, and the subordinate conjunction description of the sentence is because. Next, the third function of the adverb clause is to give an information about the adverb. An example sentence is, "He drove fast in order that he could arrive on time." The adverb description of the sentence is fast, and the subordinate conjunction of the sentence is in order that. That's just some of the functions and examples of adverb clause. Next, I will explain the types and examples of adverb clause. The first type of adverb clause is the adverb clause of time. Adverb clause of time tell us about when something happens. An adverb clause of time using subordinate conjunction such as after, as soon as, before, since, once, until or till, when, whenever, and while. And there are two example sentences. The first example is, "I'm going to give her this present after our surprise party on Tuesday." And the second example is, "I was studying in the library when someone greeted me." Next, the second type of adverb clause is adverb clause of place. Adverb clause of place tell us about where something happens. An adverb clause of place using subordinate conjunction such as where and wherever. And one example of the sentence is, "I take it with me wherever I go."
Well, I will continue the discussion about the types and example of adverb clause. In the two types of adverb clause, there is an adverb clause of contrast. What is that? Every clause of contrast describes contrasting statement or circumstances despite which something happens. Every clause of contrast also using a subordinate conjunction is that such as although, even though, whereas, while, and if. Well, I have two examples to understand every clause of contrast. For the first example, he did nothing although he was fired and didn't receive his final check. We can see in these sentences there is a although as a subordinate conjunction of contrast, right? And the second example, though I'm annoyed, I try to keep calm. We can see too in these sentences. Also, there is a subordinate conjunction is though. And then in the fourth types of adverb clause, there is an adverb clause of cause, reason, or result. Adverb clause of cause are used to show why something happens. These clauses begin with the subordinate conjunctions such as because, since, so, and as. Let me see the example. For the first example, because she had free time during the last holiday, she rearranged her house. We can see in the example there is a because as a subordinate conjunction of cause. Okay, for the next example, we can see she had free times during last holiday, so she rearranged her house. We can see too in these sentences there is a so as a subordinate conjunction of cause. Okay, the next, in the fifth types of adverb clause, there is an adverb clause of purpose. Adverb clause of purpose is a clause which is used to tell you about the purpose of the verb in the main clause, and this clause using subordinate conjunction such as in order that, in the whole that, so that, and so as. I have one example. I'll tell you the best route so that you arrive on time. We can see in these sentences there is a so that as a subordinate conjunction of purpose. Okay, the next, in the six types of adverb clause, there is an adverb clause of condition. Adverb clause of condition tell us about the circumstances under which something happens. These clauses often begin with subordinate conjunctions such as long as, if, only if, otherwise, or else, providing that, supposing, and the last, unless. Okay, I have three examples. For the first example, she'll come to my party only if you accompany her. We can see there is a only if as subordinate conjunction of conditioned. Okay, the last example, I can help you unless you tell me what's going on. In these sentences too, there is a subordinate conjunction, is, that, unless. In the last type of adverb clause, there is an adverb clause of manner. Adverb clause of manner show us how something happens. They usually begin with the subordinate conjunctions such as if, as though, how, and the way. And I have one example. You can live your life how you want. Now we can see in these sentences there is a how. And is that as a subordinate conjunction of manner.
The conclusion is that adverb clause is a word that functions as an adverb, whether it's an adverb of time, place, cause or effect, purpose, presupposition, contradiction, and method. And the function of the adverb clause are: the first, provide information about verb; 2, provide information about adjective; 3, provide information about adverb. Well, that was the presentation from our group, more or less, we apologize. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.